a super cool show today on the Fitness Business Podcast. Our topic is virtual reality fitness and the new place it holds in the ever-changing fitness industry. Business owners looking for something new to bring into your club? Take a listen, and I think you just might consider investing in this forward-thinking workout. The Fitness Business Podcast strives to provide quality educational episodes each and every week for our listeners. If you really like a particular show, please share it with your friends, colleagues, or post it on your social media page along with a tag. We love to know which episodes and guests really resonate with you and your business. And finally, a review on iTunes is a great source for us to know how we are doing. Welcome back for another episode of the Fitness Business Podcast. I am your host, Dory Nugent, and our guest today is the co-founder of Black Box VR Fitness, Ryan DeLuca. Ryan is here to teach us and educate us about the virtual reality fitness world and the market that it encompasses. Ryan started out in the fitness industry by building the largest online supplement retailer in the world. You might have heard of it, bodybuilding.com. We will hear about the amazing experience that virtual reality fitness provides right after a few words from our sponsor, MyZone. MyZone has pioneered unique wearables with talking point technology that makes the difference. Reach more members of your community and keep them engaged for longer through motivation and gamification wherever they choose to work out. In the gym, at home, or outdoors, we're stronger together. Get in the zone at myzone.org. Thank you, MyZone. Make sure you check out www.myzone.org.
Get your pen ready now for Keep Me's Fit Bizpiration.
Give us your 3 tips for gyms launching virtual reality.
I think number one thing is that people need to understand fully how virtual reality works and what the benefits are. Like understanding that it's not just a screen on your face, that it is something that actually changes fitness fundamentally. So the very first tip I would give is go out there, buy a device for yourself, buy some for your team members, really try to see what it's all about and fully understand it. I think the second thing would be to really think about how to make it so that you can use virtual reality to fully engage your members. Because your members are at home, your members are in your gyms. What can you do using virtual reality to create a more seamless experience where instead of it just being through an app or through a screen or forcing it all to be in person, it allows you to connect with them where they are in these different environments. And I think the third thing is really think about how virtual reality can bring something new to your gym, right? So once again, it's not just replacing something that you have, but what's the new thing that you can add that really something that the market that you're not really going after today. There's this huge market of people that play games. Like millennials are now about 40 years old. We always think of millennials as being these teenagers, but they're up to 40 years old now. They grew up with video games. They're not as into the traditional workout environments. Usually they like these boutique experiences. They like these social experiences. They want to play a game. And there's a huge group of people out there. 66% of people play video games every day in the US. It's a pretty evenly split male-female ratio. So it's a huge group of people aren't being served by the fitness industry. They want to become a badass just like they are in their games. And you can provide that for them with these custom experiences.
Next week, Chantel delivers her educational intensive episode with guest Simon Alexander Ong. And his topic is a good one: how to identify your most productive phases of the day, the week, and the year. After this week's interview with Ryan DeLuca, Chantel will give you a quick glimpse into next week's show. So stay tuned.
Health Club leaders, you work hard to ensure your members have the very best fitness experience, right? You need personal trainers who do the same. Become a preferred partner with ISSA, and we'll deliver the best trainers in the industry to your club in a matter of days, fully certified and ready to work. And we'll help you keep those trainers by offering them exclusive discounted pricing on ISSA certifications. Because when your trainers stay, so do your valued members. Becoming a preferred partner with ISSA is absolutely free. Click above or visit issaonline.com/fitbiz to get trainers now.
Ready to get started? Here is Ryan DeLuca from Black Box VR Fitness. On today's episode of the Fitness Business Podcast, we have co-founder of Black Box VR, Ryan DeLuca. Ryan, welcome to the Fitness Business Podcast.
Thank you so much. Glad to be here. A big, long-time listener.
Oh, thank you so much. And you are coming all the way from Idaho.
That's right. The center of fitness technology.
We'll take that. It's either the center of potatoes or the center of fitness technology. And that seems to sound a little more exciting.
That's right. We'll take both.
Well, you might be, and I could be wrong, and I apologize if I am. You might be one of our first guests from the wonderful state of Idaho. So welcome.
All right. I got to represent.
Yeah, you sure do. So, Ryan, just a little bit about you. You actually started out as one of the co-founders of Bodybuilding.com, correct?
Correct. Yeah. Back in the 1900s, like 1998, a few years after high school, started Bodybuilding.com, like in my garage, and grew it over 17 years as CEO to we had like 800 employees and $500 million in annual revenue. And it was such a fun ride, and retired from there in 2015.
That is super cool. I read that bodybuilding.com was the largest online supplement retailer in the world.
That's right. Yeah, we had so many customers, millions of customers from the US, all around the world, and one of the largest fitness websites in the world, and with a large community and all sorts of different apps and fun things on there.
I'll say fun things. That's amazing. Congratulations to you. I would have just been done with that, retired, and lived life on a yacht for the next, 30 years.
I tried. I did that for about 6 months and got bored out of my mind. So I'd like to try again someday, but I think right now it's fun to get back into it.
All right. So speaking of getting back into it, you, along with a friend of yours, co-founded Black Box Virtual Reality in 2016.
Correct. Yeah. Preston and Lewis and I, we worked together at Bodybuilding.com for many years building it. And we said, hey, there's this new thing, VR, looks like it's about to take off. Let's go see what this is all about and how it can help people get more fit.
All right. So talking about taking off, you now have 6 locations.
Correct. Yep. Yeah. We did all the R&D for many years, and now we've started opening up commercially with 6 locations. We have 2 that we corporate own in San Francisco, 1 in Boise here in Idaho. And then we have 4 locations open inside EOS fitness gyms throughout Phoenix and California.
Okay. So now I have a couple questions that I'm dying to ask you. But before we get to the questions, I'd like for you just to draw a picture, because I had to do a little research myself just to kind of figure out, all right, what do we mean when we say virtual reality? So I saw on your website, you have some YouTube videos. It looks as if you get a headset, like a goggle headset. Then you go into you refer to it as a private battle area. Can you just set up what it looks like before we get into our questions?
Sure. So virtual reality is basically, like you said, it's where you wear a headset like the Oculus Quest, which is the most popular one out there, and where you're fully immersed inside of this virtual experience. So it's not kind of like virtual streaming, like when people say, hey, you do your virtual workouts by looking at a screen. This is completely replacing the outside world. So you feel like you've transported yourself to a completely different location. The exciting thing about modern day virtual reality technology is that you're able to move around in the environment. So it's not just that you're standing in one place and you're just kind of looking around. You're actually able to walk around the room and to jump and to get down and to punch and to move and do all these exciting things inside this game environment. And the game environment can be a game, like a normal video game, or it could be a social environment where you're hanging out with other people. We do all of our meetings inside virtual reality, where we're actually with all of our remote workers sitting around a conference room table in some exciting environment, some big city or beach house. And we do our full workouts there. There's a whiteboard and everything, our full work meetings there, whiteboard and everything. Like it's very fun. So there's so many different things you can do once you replace the environment, enter the holodeck, and you're in a completely different world.
Well, it was really cool. I loved your videos. I watched, I don't know if it was you or Preston, but one of you were playing like a game, it was a fitness game.
The game that we've created is basically a competitive multiplayer type of game where you go in there and you're trying to defeat the other bad guy while they're trying to defeat you. And you do these different exercises like chest press and overhead press and squats using our custom resistance machine. And so you basically are getting a full strength workout a HIIT cardio workout together with playing a video game, having fun. You're getting a full strength and HIIT cardio workout inside of a video game, using your body as a controller. It makes it just way more fun than just a traditional workout.
Yeah, I saw. Again, you guys were going pretty hard on the chest press, fighting off the bad guys, and then there also was a segment that's not so much a game but a workout.
Correct. The different parts of the game where there's still strategy, but you're doing different kind of punching and slicing and kind of different kind of cardio movements. So you're kind of boxing in there, but you're still making strategic decisions and still playing a game. It's not just, hey, do 30 seconds of boxing. It's, hey, do this type of boxing activity, because that way you're going to be able to put this champion, we call them, out there on the field, and they're going to go fight for you, and it's going to give you a better chance of winning the game.
Yeah, I saw you had your 6 little champions, once you entered into the game. It's pretty cool. I advise everybody to go check out your website, which we'll put in the show notes, so they can just click right on the link and check out that really cool video, so you can really get a good understanding about what Ryan is referring to. So Ryan, I think we have a little better grip and handle on what the virtual reality workout scene looks like. How can people work out in virtual reality today? And what I mean by is, what type of experiences are out there for people?
It's a great question. When we first got started, there weren't a lot of experiences, but people started to realize that they would play these certain games, and when they were done, they were sweating. They accidentally got a workout. And so the most popular game in VR right now is called Beat Saber. And it's a rhythm-based game where you're holding these lightsabers and things are coming at you. You have to slice them in different ways. You're kind of dancing, and it's super fun and very immersive. And there's a crazy light show going on around you, and to all these different songs. And people would play this game and be addicted to it, couldn't stop playing it. And then suddenly they would realize that they had lost 10 pounds playing it over the last couple months, because they were getting a real workout. And so people have also put together actual workout programs. Like there's this one called Supernatural, which was purchased by Facebook, now Meta, for $400 million last year. And there's private coaches standing there with you, right? They're recorded coaches, but they're in 3D. You're in these really fun environments. And it's kind of similar to Beat Saber, where you are slicing, ducking, squatting, and doing a workout time to music. And so that's a very exciting one, where they have a subscription around that. Les Mills now has their own VR game, which is called Body Combat in VR. So you can actually do a full Les Mills with a trainer workout in VR. And other popular ones are just games that are accidentally workouts, like just boxing games. Like you can go in there and box against these different competitors. And it's kind of crazy, how when somebody looks like they're coming at you and you're ducking and, and punching and jabbing, how much of a workout you get while playing these fun games. And so there's so many different ways to work out inside of VR, and it's only just the beginning.
Oh my gosh, I absolutely love the TikTok videos. They'll put the goggles on, the moms like myself, or the dads, and then they're falling, and it's funny to watch somebody with the headset on performing the moves, because it does look a little silly, but yet entertaining.
It's so true. It's fun to watch, because we always feel really cool. Like when I'm playing Beat Saber, I'm doing all these crazy movements with lightsabers. And then if I ever see a video of myself, it's didn't look quite as cool, but I got a good workout, and it was pretty fun.
Right. That's actually honestly where I first saw the virtual reality fitness was on TikTok. And I was like, what's going on? What are they doing? And then, like I said, did a little digging, and then I saw you were coming on the show, and then I went to your website, and now I'm like, all right, I'm up to date. I'm up to speed. Now I'm dying to try it.
You got to do it. And I think on that note, you can buy it used to be called Oculus. Facebook has changed it to Meta. So they have the Meta Quest 2 headset. It's $299. It doesn't require a computer. There's no other setup. You can do it anywhere. So I definitely would recommend, if anybody wants to get into this, you can easily buy it on the Oculus or Meta website or Amazon. It's pretty much available anywhere, Best Buy, and you can give it a try with virtual reality yourself.
Yeah, I think I'm putting that on my Mother's Day wish list this year.
Nice. It was on the Oprah's best gifts list last year. So it's becoming very popular for all sorts of people you wouldn't think.
Oh, that's super cool. That's neat. If it's on Oprah, then it's legit, right?
It's legit.
All right. So your company, Black Box, obviously has stormed the virtual reality market. What type of feedback now are you starting to get from the users? I'm sure a lot of our listeners are dying to know what you're hearing.
The exciting thing about it is that what we've really noticed is there's a huge group of people out there that don't currently stick to a workout program, right? The fitness industry a lot of times tries to go after those same group of people, the enthusiasts, switch gyms, switch programs, get them to buy their at-home thing. But the vast majority of people don't stick to their programs. The joke is always that, January, the gyms are going to be very packed, but don't worry, all the New Year's resolutionaries are going to be gone in 2 weeks. And there's literally a thing this year they call Quitters Day, which is like the third Friday in January. Everybody quits, their resolutions. And we all kind of know that. We kind of accept it. We laugh about it. But the truth is, people just aren't able to adhere to these type of programs over the long term. And as we all know in the fitness industry, the only secret to fitness success is adherence. You can't just do something for, 2 weeks really hard and then get it. You have to do it every week for life. And so what we're really finding is that once people turn their workout into a video game, a video game is very addictive. People are spending so much money playing these games. They're ignoring their families and friends. In fact, in the UK, there was like hundreds of divorce petitions last year that mentioned Fortnite actually in the divorce petition, because people ignore their work, their jobs, their families, everything to play these games. And so we said, if we could play a game and get something out of it. And that's really the feedback that we're getting from our members, is that they're finally able to do something fun that they enjoy, that the side effect is getting in great shape and getting a full workout, and not just the focus of just, I got to go do it and sacrifice other things. And that's really, really where I believe that the industry is going to have to go, is turning it into something that doesn't really require as much discipline, right? Instead of being, I have discipline, I can wake up at 5 a.m. and do something that I don't enjoy, which most people don't enjoy working out. Instead, make it something fun that they look forward to. And that's the feedback we get. People that never were able to stick to a workout program in the past now are been going 3 to 4 times per week for months or for even years. And they're seeing amazing results from it.
I agree. It makes sense. I mean, the gaming world is just oh my gosh, I'm sure a multi-trillion-dollar business. So it does absolutely make sense. Can you have 2 people participate at one time?
In today's version, you can't. We basically kind of have different ways where you go against a bad guy. But then you do it at different times. That way you don't have to be there at the same time. But in our apps, we have a companion app that people can go, and that's where you create your team. And that's where you'll have quests that you guys will all be going on. Like, I'm going to go and do the workout on this day. You're going to go and do your thing on this day. We're all going to earn these different rewards together. So a lot of games do that, right? Where you basically form a team, go out there and complete these quests, get the rewards. And it creates some really good, fun social accountability as well as just social camaraderie.
Ryan, can you tell us what it looks like if a fitness club joins on to bring this virtual reality into their club? You refer to it as a private battle area. Is that what needs to be put in place at a health club in order for this to work?
Right now, we do have private booths where people can go in. It's about a 10-foot by 10-foot booth, where that's where our exercise machine is. That's mapped into the VR environment, some of the other VR sensors. We use pretty high-end virtual reality equipment, so it requires a little bit more setup for us and for the gym. But then the user does because we talked about earlier, did you kind of feel kind of dumb when you're in VR and you can't see out, but people can see you? So people definitely like the privacy aspect of it. We think over time that'll kind of go down where people are more used to that. But today in the gym environment, they'll have their own private booth. They go in there, put the headset on. They've already checked in on the app. It says, hey, is this you, Dory? Yes, it is. And then you go ahead and get started. You have a 30-minute workout. You're fully intense, fully focused, and then you're done.
I'm glad you mentioned 30 minutes because that was on my list of questions. I wanted to ask you, can you select how long you participate? Is it always 30? Can you do an hour? How does that work?
In today's version, it's always 30 minutes. You can do multiple per day if you really want to. We recommend 3 to 4 times per week because it's a full body exercise program that is very intense. Like, there's no breaks, right? You're in this battle, you're going at it, and you don't get any breaks. So we make sure that you get the right amount of volume of exercise per body part at the right intensities. And we found 3 to 4 days per week at 30 minutes at a time is enough. Most people can't do more than that because, like I said, it's a very intense workout. But we also kind of think of it like a sport, right? So you're going to go and play the sport. Your basketball game lasts for 30 minutes, and once that's up, whoever's the winner, and that's really how we kind of look at it. It's more of a virtual sport, and it is just a workout.
So at-home fitness is very popular right now. Obviously, COVID has brought on at-home fitness, started with the streaming. Let's talk about now, what does virtual reality fitness look like for the home user? They purchase the goggles, and then do they buy an app for their TV?
Yeah, so you purchase like the headset and whatever one that you choose, and then there's usually an app store. So it's very similar to like on your iPhone, like you would choose different apps and you would download different games and you would sign into them. Some of them on subscription model, most of them are just one-time purchases. So it's really like the app store. You go in there, you have your game. So when I'm ready to do my workouts at home, because I still do, Beat Saber and other ones at home, you basically just put the headset on, open up that app. It knows who you are, choose which songs or which playlist you want to do, and you just go through and do it.
And what kind of space do you need? Because I could see myself using my lightsaber and smashing my hand into like the TV or the wall or something along those lines.
That is definitely a lot of people doing that. And it's kind of funny. There's this VR to ER subreddit on Reddit, where it's mostly funny stuff where people think that there's a table here because in VR, there it is. And then they fall down or they're playing pool and there's not a pool table. It's pretty funny. But you don't need a lot of space. It depends on the type of thing that you're playing. Most of the time, it's probably like a 6 foot by 6 foot space would give you enough room. The more space, the better, of course. And more of these experiences are going to require even more space in the future, because you could set up a whole basketball court or the tennis court with a VR system where you could be running around and jumping and doing all that stuff. But for most people at home, they don't have that. So basically just a little bit of room in your bedroom and you're good.
What is next for VR?
Well, VR is still in the early days. Like the devices are finally at a level where people can buy them for home. They work great. They're better than people would really imagine. But there's so much research going out there from big companies like Facebook, who's now Meta. They really renamed their entire $1 trillion company to be about the Metaverse, all about VR, because that's how much they believe in it. Apple's coming out with their headset at the end of this year. There's going to be so many new devices. And really what the future is going to be for VR is going to be more accessible devices that are lower price, that are more comfortable. Sometimes you see these kind of big, bulky things on people's heads. They're going to get smaller. They're going to get also just better. They're going to work better to make it so you can actually download these apps and experiences anywhere you are through 5G connections. But the real future is going to be creating more social presence. Right now in VR, you can see people's avatar and it kind of looks like them. But what the companies are working on is making it so it really looks like you. If that's your choice, you can look like whatever you want. You can see eye movements. You can see facial expressions. You can have full, true social presence inside a virtual reality environment. So right now I'm talking to you over Zoom and, that's nice. We can actually see each other, but pretty soon it's going to feel like we put our headset on and we are right there in the same room together in these different bodies that feels just the same as meeting in real life. And that's going to bring so many great things to the fitness industry. Your trainer can be there from anywhere around the world. You can train a whole class of people live and be there and walk around them and correct them on these things and motivate them. You're going to be able to play games with people where you're doing exciting, virtual sports where you're getting in shape and climbing mountains and battling bad guys. And that's going to be the way you're going to work out in the future. And it's coming sooner than most people think.
Do you think virtual reality takes the place of the group fitness instructor?
I think it augments the instructor. There's always going to be a place for at home, but there's just such amazing value to being able to just not have to commute, not have to even have a physical space that we have to go to. Everybody has to be at the same time. We could do it asynchronously, right, at different times. But what's exciting is right now, if I want to go to a group fitness instructor, I have to find who I want to go to that's in Boise, Idaho. In the future, I'll be able to go and be together with the best instructor in the world. And I think it's really going to make it so that people will have access in ways that they never had access before. The cost will come down because you won't have to have a private one-on-one session where you're overlaying these places. You'll be able to actually go inside these virtual environments, have these classes, meet these people, create those social groups, and get in shape.
Ryan, you make this sound so exciting. I'm like dying. Like I said, I'm dying to try this. I really would love for all of our FBP family out there to go and check out your website so they can, again, get a visual of really what this looks like, what the video game and what the fitness workout looks like as well. It's really cool. But thank you so much for coming on and taking time out of your day to educate our listeners. I really appreciate it.
Well, thank you very much for having me. And yeah, any questions anybody have, they can reach out anytime.
I hope that you enjoyed today's episode with Ryan DeLuca and that you will join us again next week when Chantel interviews Simon Alexander Ung for her educational intensive episode. If you have a few more questions for Ryan DeLuca on virtual reality fitness, please head to the show notes at www.fitnessbusinesspodcast.com for Ryan's contact details. And while you're there, subscribe to the show notes so that each week they can be delivered directly to your inbox.
G'day, it's JT here, and I was talking to Blair McCaney, the CEO of one of our sponsors, MX Metrics, the other day, and I gave him a hard time about his company's tagline, defeating mediocrity. By definition, that means he's excluding the majority of the market. But Blair just wouldn't budge. He only wants to work with operators who want to punch mediocrity in the face, really smash it. So I've talked to a few of his customers, like Joe Shirelli from Gainesville Health and Fitness, and yeah, it's for real. While Joe is a nice guy, he isn't satisfied with mediocrity either. He's crushing it as well. So I'm still dubious about selling only to operators who want to defeat mediocrity. But if this resonates with you, I reckon you should check them out. Go to mxmetrics.com. But remember, only if you're interested in smashing mediocrity.
Quickfire 5, sponsored by Hapana.
Please welcome Chantel Broderick as she introduces next week's Quickfire 5 guest.
Now, everyone, Simon Alexander Ong will be joining us as our special guest on next week's show. But for now, it is time for his quick fire 5 questions. Simon, are you ready for this?
I'm ready to go.
Okay, let's kick things off with question number 1. Tell us, what is your number 1 item on your bucket list?
Number 1 item on my bucket list is to go to Disney World. It's a place I never went to as a kid, and now as a parent, I can't wait to go as a family.
Oh, so much fun. And whose business brain would you like to pick?
Easy. For me, Richard Branson. The way he balances fun and work is just inspiring.
I could not agree more. I love watching everything that he does. Question number 3 is, what is the most visited page on your website?
I would say if it was before the last couple of months, it would have been an article in which I spoke about environment being one of the most important influences for our mindset. More recently, it's been, of course, my book. My book has been the main part of the website that everyone's been driven to. But before that, it's been an article telling people that the fastest way to make progress is to design an environment that makes it impossible not to succeed.
Ooh, I like the sound of that. We may need to just touch on that a little bit during your main interview next week. And we've kind of just found our way perfectly to the next question, because you did just drop a little hint there. Do you want to recommend a book to the FBP family?
Sure. Well, aside from my own one, the one book that has had the greatest influence on my business journey to date has been The Go Giver, co-authored by Bob Burg and John David Mann. It is an incredible book that I reread every single year.
And say the title again, did you say?
It is called The Go Giver.
The Go
Giver. Go Giver. Yeah.
We will get that link.
It is not a long book, and if you're anything like me, you will probably finish it in one night, but it will be one that you will come back to again and again and again.
Fantastic, Simon. The Go Giver. We will make sure we put the link in the show notes, and I am not going to let you leave that question without just telling everyone, because we are 6 days out from the launch of your book. I did mention it in the introduction, but let's just remind everyone right now, because Energize is coming out very, very soon. So just tell us quickly about the book and where people can buy it.
Sure. So in a nutshell, Chantal, the book educates readers on how you can transform your life, your business, and your career when you deepen your relationship with your own energy. And the book is out soon. You can have a look at it at getenergizedbook.com. That is energized with a Z. And there is links in there. If you're based in the UK, in the US, or Australia, there are links in there that you can click and it'll take you straight to your local retailer.
Amazing. I've already ordered my copy and I cannot wait to wrap my ears around it, because I ordered the audiobook as I tend to do. So question number 5 of your quick fire 5 questions is, tell us what will be one oh gosh moment, one light bulb moment that our listeners will hear during your interview.
Well, not to give too much away, but I think that one light bulb moment, one oh gosh moment will come right at the end of the interview. So you will want to make sure that you stay right until the end to hear that moment.
Oh, I love that teaser. Absolutely fantastic. Simon, thank you so much for joining us today for the Quick Fire 5.
Thank you so much, Chantal.
Simon Alexander Ong is next week's industry expert, so please come on back for our monthly educational intensive with Chantel Broderick. Let's hand out a few thank yous. First, we'd like to thank our founding partner, Active Management. Our partners, Keep Me, My Zone, Discover Strength, ISSA, and Hapana. Also, our advertisers, Rex Roundtables, MX Metrics, and Vapor Fresh. We believe what you leave behind is not what's engraved in stone monuments, but woven into the lives of others.